One, two, three, four. One, two. Three. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on the road. Welcome to Reading, Massachusetts. I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Cardinals, bringing you this live and exclusive action right here on Pope Prep. This afternoon, it is the Reading Rockets taking on the Pope Francis Cardinals on a very special holiday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, one of the great civil rights activists of our time. We can celebrate and commemorate him next. And now we'll send it down to the ice level for the playing of our national anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, we are ready to begin here on Pope Prep. Today, the Pope Francis Cardinals come into enemy territory. The Reading student section has firmly packed this place. It could be loud all game long. Pope Francis is going to have to deal with the noise. Dealing with the noise today in net, Vinny Maggi, number one, the senior. As always, senior goaltender getting the net duties today. Big game on the road. Martin Luther King Jr. Day today. We commemorate and celebrate the activist for what he did for the American country, making us a more civilized place. Pope Francis, Reading Rockets. This is one of the games that we have been winning all year long, folks. Reading Rockets today. They have a good lineup today. I mean, Chris Hannafin's going to start in goal, the junior, 5'11", 160-pounder in net today for the Reading Rockets. Vinny Maggi going to oppose him on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are ready to go. Pope Francis hockey on the air. The Pope Francis Cardinals, the Reading Rockets, live from Burbank Ice Arena, is set to begin. IB will take the draw for the Pope Francis Cardinals, and we are set. Pope Francis, Reading. Here we go. Hockey time on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Immediately, it'll be Reading starting out the puck. They'll chip it in. We'll get our first looks at Colin Foyle, who'll wrap it around the boards. Looking up for Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary going to look for it. This place is loud already. Here's Russ. Russ looking to get there, trying to make the play. Eventually be Foyle. We'll work it up to O'Leary. O'Leary looking for IB. He's got it. IB over to Watroba. Here's CJ Watroba, who gets taken down. But he'll quickly have to get up, looking for the puck. But eventually, it's the Reading Rockets who will try to skate it up the ice. Not before they're met by Colin Foyle, who will try to work it in. But eventually, it's the visitors who will take it, with Evan Panucci, who will dump it into the zone. It'll be IB trying to get back for Pope Francis. He will. We'll move on over to Bryce Russ. Here's Russ trying to calm things down now. Watroba's got it. Here's CJ Watroba trying to do something easy. He takes a hit. Cardinals still going to look for it. It'll be Bryce Russ making the play over to Zach Buffone. Here's Ziggy. He'll just try to work it in, get the press legs onto the ice. Ziggy gets a hit into the glass. This place is loud, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this may be one of the most loudest atmospheres we have been in thus far in the days of the Pope Prep broadcast team. Trying to figure out what's going to happen here. Let's see. Here's there's a stoppage on the play, and we'll have a face-off in the Pope Francis zone. So, unaware of what that was, but we'll try to figure it out for you here on Pope Prep. It'll be Jake Petrin taking the face-off for Pope Francis, loses it cleanly. Here's a shot from Reading. They just barely missed the net. Matt Bulldog getting back for Pope Francis. He'll try to work it over to Petch. Here's Petey. Here's Jake Petey. He's trying to do it all himself. Coming down the right side, trying to stop on a dime to Moss Carney. Carney trying to settle it out in front, but eventually Reading and their big goalie, Chris Hannafin, was there to make the save. Pope Francis still trying to work it in. Moss Carney trying to get there for Pope. But eventually, it'll come all the way around the boards. Bulldog will look to keep it alive. He does. He'll just put a shot on goal, and Hannafin will cover up with 15:37 to go and the opening period of play. Atmosphere ecstatic thus far. We'll have a face-off down deep into the Pope Francis, or excuse me, rather the Reading zone. Rockets will take the draw. We'll see the first line back on the ice for Pope Francis. Trying to strike here early on the road and hostile territory. Ivy loses the draw cleanly, and here come the Rockets trying to work it up with Cam Fahey. Fahey's just going to try to dump it in. Ziggy's going to try to get back there. O'Leary's got it now. Here's O'Leary. He takes a trip. O'Leary trying to just get up. Here comes Reading trying to fire a shot on goal. That skimmed out the skate of Matt Bulldog and eventually carry him down over to Zach Buffone. Buffone trying to work it up to Ivy. Rockets were quickly there. They'll take it back, try to work it in. No icing on the play. Maggi will come out of his goal. Can't touch it. It'll go to Ziggy. Ziggy doing a little bit of a spinorama. He gets taken down. Ivy trying to get there. He'll move it on over to Matt Bulldog. Here's Matt Bulldog down deep into the Cardinal zone. Working it up to Josh Ivy quickly with some speed. Toe drag flag for Ivy. Trying to set up something to Watroba. And eventually, the Reading defense was just too much with their captain, Mike MIAA. Here's Boyle's blast on the point. But a save is made by Chris Hannafin. So Hannafin will make the save. Face off down in the Reading zone. Again, folks, thank you for tuning in. Reminding you to like and subscribe to this content. We produce content like this every single day of the week, folks. So wherever you are and however you may be listening, we thank you. We'll go back to Colin Foyle. He'll just chip it in now. Mateo Kakova and DeMichael trying to go there. DeMichael uses the body, trying to get there. McGrath as well, trying to use the body. But eventually, the Cardinals will have to work it back as Reading's coming in with some steam. Not before Bryce Russ says it's forward time for you. Reading will try to work it down deep into the zone. Colin Foyle will play it now, calming down the crowd. Just trying to work it up to Mike McGrath, but eventually Reading got there, but not for long, as Mike McGrath will try to work it up the ice, trying to find something, and eventually that'll be icing, and the clock will stop with 14:20 to go in the opening period. Battle today on Pope Prep, 14:20 to go in the opening period, 0-0. Burbank Ice Arena, ecstatic crowd, to say the least, on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So the PD line is back on the ice. Nick Petch coming back for this game. He missed Saturday's action. Wasn't feeling too great, but he is back today and ready to go for Pope Francis. Here's Petch, just trying to work it up to PD, but eventually Bulldog will have to get back along with Ziggy. Zach Buffone trying to make the play, but Bulldog will take it instead. Here's Bulldog working it up to Petch. Here comes Petch trying to do something. He'll just chip it in. Reading will just play it out with their goalie, Hannafin. Hannafin kicking it out, and it goes back to the point to Zach Buffone. Ziggy shot goes just past the net. Petch going to take it on a rebound. Just trying to take the rebound, trying to go around the net, but eventually the net got dislodged. Good opportunity for the PD line trying to get on the board early, but they'll have to live with it. Nothing to show on it on the scoreboard. So Pope Francis will have a face-off deep in the Reading zone now on that far left side. So it'll be O'Leary taking the draw for Pope Francis with Sean O'Leary and Dylan Shea on the back end. Ivy trying to get there along with O'Leary. Here's Ivy. Ivy working it back to Sean O'Leary. Here's Ivy. Ivy trying to set something up, and eventually a Reading player got in the way. That was Laz Gardenia who got in the way for the Reading Rockets. Meanwhile, Pope Francis going to try to work it up the other way. Pope Francis will have to get back now with Sean O'Leary. A shot's fired in on Vinny Maggi, but the save is made by Pope Francis. Here's Watroba. CJ Watroba going to try to work it up the ice, trying to find Josh Ivy. Watroba still trying to get there, trying to make the play. Watroba just going to keep on going, trying to chug his legs all the way down the ice. Here's CJ trying to just do anything he can. Ivy will work it back to Sean O'Leary. O'Leary trying to feed it in to Dylan Shea, but eventually that pass was blocked Laz Gardena coming in. Here he comes, trying to stop on a dime, trying to take the puck. Laz looking around, but eventually Dylan Shea got there for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Here's Sean O'Leary. O'Leary trying to get some help with Ryan O'Leary. Battle for the puck. Many battles where most of the hockey games are won that we have seen here on Pope Prep. Dylan Shea took a shot, almost carrying off his own net. It did. Went off the side of his net. That was close territory for Mr. Shea. Dylan Shea looking for it, but the Rockets will come away with it, and Vinny Maggi will eventually take the save as Matt Machuria takes a tumble over Vinny Maggi. Clock stops at 12:45 to go now in the opening period. Face off for Reading, deep into the Cardinal zone. Petey will take the draw, gets held up. Reading trying to fire in a shot, but eventually it's Petch who will come away with it. Here comes Nick Petch. He gets swiped down, and eventually Petey will try to dump it into the zone. Moss Carney trying to get down there for Pope, and eventually Petey will have to do the same. Here's Petch. Petch trying to get there with Foyle. Foyle and Petey in a battle for that puck, and eventually Reading trying to come away with it, but they can't, and here's Petey. Petey's got it, trying to work it into the zone. Petey trying to fire it in, but eventually the Reading defense got there just in the nick of time. Foyle will chip it in. No icing. Petch trying to get down there, trying to make the play for Pope. Uses the body. It goes to Petey. It's Petey's shot, and the save is made by Chris Hannafin. Hannafin getting a good amount of looks here in this opening period. Play will stop with 12:08 to go in this opening period. Face off for Pope Francis. Reading wins it cleanly. Reading trying to just look up the ice now, trying to make the play on the back end is Pat Fitzgerald, but it'll eventually get worked back to Zach Buffone. We'll try to work it into Mike McGrath. Here's McGrath trying to find Pat Fitzgerald, but eventually Reading took it, and here they come with Jack Donnelly. Donnelly looking around, trying to make the play, but eventually Zach Buffone just too much on the defensive side, making the play for Pope Francis, one of the star defenders on the Pope Francis Cardinals. Here's Ziggy once more. Just going to try to move it up to McGrath. McGrath will just chip it on back to Fitzgerald. Here's Matt Bolduc. Matt Bolduc, the sophomore, trying to find Ziggy. Took a skedaddle off of him. McGrath trying to work it up the ice still, but eventually Ziggy will have to take it back once more for Pope Francis. They'll try to use the board and work it up to Matt Bolduc. Bolduc looking for Wyatt Kenyon. That one's going to get set down the ice. No icing according to our officials down on the ice. Cardinals going to have to go in, trying to get a good forecheck on with CJ Watroba. Watroba! Ivy! Oh! Ivy came so close, but eventually it hit the glass. What an opportunity that was for Pope Francis. And now eventually Reading will try to dump it in. And eventually Maggi might have to come out of his goal here. But Ryan O'Leary will give him some help. Trying to set it over to Ivy. Here's Josh Ivy trying to work it up. Cardinals almost got a free goal courtesy of Chris Hannafin. That would have been very close. No icing on the play there. O'Leary's still trying to get there. Here's Ryan O'Leary looking to make the play, trying to work it back to Watroba. Watroba looking up, trying to find Dylan Shea, but eventually it's the Reading Rockets. Will just dump it in. Here's Dylan Shea. Shea will take it around his net, think things over, stop on a dime, fire a tape-to-tape pass on over to CJ Watroba. Watroba trying to make the play. Eventually, Cardinals will have to get back. Here's Dylan Shea. Shea using the boards, looking over to CJ Watroba. Watroba just trying to fire in a meatball over to Josh Ivy. Ivy going to use the speed. Ivy trying to make a play. He does. He gets there in time. Trying to fire in a one-timer to Moss Carney in the middle of the slot area. And eventually, Pope Francis could not stub it home. Here's Colin Foyle. Foyle trying to just spin around it in to the Reading zone. Reading just trying to fire it back at Foyle. Colin Foyle will take it again. Moving on over to Bryce Russ. Here's Bryce Russ to Quickster. Russ will just take it himself, looking around. Hands on the puck, and eventually delivers a tape pass to Moss Carney. Carney trying to set it out in front to Petey. He'll have to go searching again. Petey living it out to Moss Carney. Moss trying to make a play with Petey. Here's Petey. Petey trying to work it back to Colin Foyle, but eventually the Pope Francis Cardinals will have to get back. Robbie Ganera trying to work it in for Reading. Here's Pope trying to make the play with Russ. Russ will now work it up to Moss Carney. Here's Petey. Petey trying to make the play here. He's got it. Petey looking around on that right side, trying to move it over to Moss Carney, but it was just out of his reach and just off his stick. Here's Reading again trying to move it up with Robbie Ganera, but eventually that'll get played all the way down to Vinny Maggi. They'll kick it out to Ziggy Buffone. Here's Wolfgang Zinger making his varsity debut for these Pope Francis Cardinals. A freshman Wolfgang on the ice here this afternoon for the Pope Francis Cardinals on Martin Luther King Day. Go to Michael, trying to help the Cardinals out, trying to make the play. Eventually, the Reading Rockets will try to take it in. They'll just dump it in. Cardinals will make the play with Bolduc. Bolduc trying to get back there, working over to Joe to Michael. Takes a weird bounce on Joey D. Joey D just trying to work it up. Took a fan on it as well. Matt Bolduc now will take it out of his own end. Scary pass, but it's Converted over to Zach Buffone. Zach trying to look up, trying to find Wolfgang Zinger. Eventually, Redding took it. Matt Bulldog blocks a shot there. Cardinals still looking for some defense. It'll be Wolfgang Zinger once more. Zinger looking over to Ziggy. Here's Zach Buffone looking up the ice. Zach trying to hit Kokova. Kokova tape to Joe DeMichael. Here's Joe DeMichael. Trying to use the edges, trying to work around that right side. Stop on a dime. What a move by Joe DeMichael, the captain. Trying to just chip it in still. Senior captain DeMichael working over to Ivy. Ivy trying to set one out in front of Watroba. But eventually that one gets skated down to Colin Foyle. He'll play it in. Here's Josh Ivy. Ivy looking around, trying to do a little toe drag swag action. And it'll eventually be Watroba. We'll dump it into Russ. Russ will try to use the boards, trying to hit Ryan O'Leary. Here's O'Leary, just shipping it back to Josh Ivy. Ivy looking around for it. Ivy trying to make the play to O'Leary. Here's Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary trying to use the edge to the best of his ability. He gets taken down. This could be an opportunity for Reading. Jack Donnelly will just chip it in on Vinny Maggi. Save! Rebound! Oh, that was close for Jack Donnelly. But eventually Colin Foyle helped out to shut the door on Mr. Jack. Pope Francis now will try to work it up. Bryce Russ trying to move it into Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary trying to make the play. Cardinals need to get back now. And eventually, before we can do that, we have a whistle and a stoppage of play. We'll stop with 7:39 to go in the opening period. We'll have a face-off in the Reading zone on the right side. So it'll be a face-off for Jake Petey. Loses the draw. Reading trying to work it up the ice. They'll try to use the boards, but that one will eventually get deflected out of play. We'll have a face-off in a very similar spot, as it'll be the exact same spot. So face-off with 7:35 to go now in the opening period. You know, sometimes I exaggerate about having empty seats here, but there is literally no empty seats in these bleachers today. Lots of fans here from both sides, respectively. Here's Moss Carney working over to Petch. Petch trying to work it back to Moss. Moss trying to get there with Petch. Petch trying to work it back, but eventually Reading will try to work it up the ice. Here they come. I think he's going to try to use the body, and he does. I can feel that one from all the way up here. Here's Matt Bulldog. Bulldog trying to work it up, trying to hit Moss Carney. Bulldog trying to get back is Matt, and the shot here and a save by Maggi. Rebound. Bulldog will just try to work it out, and eventually that one will hit the netting. Clock stops with 7:08 to go in the opening period. So we'll have a face-off on the left side of the Cardinal zone. Vinny Maggi, both goalies today, both Maggi and Hannafin, have been up to the task for their respective sides, as Reading will make a line change here, get some fresh legs onto the ice with an opportunity to strike, trying to get on the board first at the Burbank Ice Arena. Face-off won by Reading. Reading trying to fire from the point, but Vinny Maggi, a nice glove save for Pope Francis. That'll stop the clock with 7:04 now to go in this opening period. Mateo Kokova will take the draw for Pope Francis. Kokova just trying to tie up the draw for as long as he can. He'll eventually work it over to Wyatt Kenyon. Kenyon going to try to look down the ice. No icing here. So eventually, it'll have to be Kevin Thompson who'll have to use the boards, trying to rattle it over to Kokova. It'll be Russ taking it instead. Russ trying to center one out to Mike McGrath on a deflection, but eventually it went just past the net. That one will hang up there for a few minutes, and eventually that puck, I believe, touched the upper netting area. So it will be a face-off from that exact spot and that right dot again. Kokova line will stay on the ice. Pope Francis looking for it, but eventually it'll go right into the sticks of James Filosa. Filosa looking up the ice to Ryan McCurden, but eventually it'll be Bryce Russ who takes it. Here's Russ trying to wrap it around the boards, trying to find Wyatt Kenyon. Here's Kenyon trying to work it up again. Here's Mateo Kokova. Kokova trying to work it into McGrath. Nice effort there from Kokova, but it results in a nothing, as would be Evan Panucci, who will try to take it, but eventually he gets lost. Colin Foyle will try to work it into Ivy. Here's Josh Ivy. Opportunity for Pope Francis. Ivy looking back, trying to find O'Leary, but eventually CJ Watroba will just take it back for Pope. Watroba trying to find Ivy, goes past his stick. Eventually, it'll be Nate Johnson working it in. Reading trying to work it around, but eventually Colin Foyle got there just in the nick of time, and here we go. Ivy working over to Watroba. Here's CJ trying to fire a shot. Save made there by Hannafin. Reading still trying to do something up the ice. Eventually, Russ got back there. Russ will just chip it in. And some fresh legs on the ice will Pope Francis with that chip in. Watroba looking for it. Still looking for it to CJ. Trying to block it on the boards. That one will eventually get sent down the ice. Here's Bulldog. Matt Bulldog will take it around his net. Manny B. Shipping over to Ziggy B. Ziggy working up the ice to Watroba. Over to Ivy. Here's Josh Ivy for Pope Francis on the left side. Ivy, the senior, trying to get the Cardinals going this afternoon. Ivy looking around, using the net vision, that X-ray vision in his office over there behind the net. That'll eventually get corralled back to Zach Raffone. Ziegler will just playing in with a stick over to Watroba. Here's CJ working it up to Moscarney, but the save is made by Hannafin. So Hannafin covers up, 5:13 to go in this opening period. Face off for Pope Francis. Petey will take the draw. Petey working it back to O'Leary. Here's Sean O'Leary shot deflects all the way wide of the boards there, almost near the glass area. As eventually it'll be pitched. We'll move it into Moscarney. Here's Moss trying to wrap around, trying to center one out in front, but eventually it'll be Dylan Shea will take it. Shea staying on sides. Moscarney around the net, trying to center one out in front to Petey. Petey still trying to fire home, but eventually it'll be Sean O'Leary will just try to keep it in. So will Petey. Petey's still trying to do something, but eventually it's worked down the ice to O'Leary. And look out here. Redding trying to get an opportunity, but Dylan Shea, last line of defense for Pope Francis, was A-OK. Eventually, Redding will get right back under it. Cardinals still looking to do something with it. Here's Sean O'Leary. O'Leary looking around. Redding still trying to move it in. Cardinals looking for the puck, but eventually it'll be Mark Boyle who will take it for Redding. Redding just trying to stirk it in. Dylan Shea getting there as well. Boyle and Shea in a fight for the puck. Boyle will come away with it. Boyle working it back to the point. Here's McFarland trying to fire in a shot. That one ricochets just to the right. Petey will take it, trying to work it up the ice, trying to find Moscarney. No icing. We get a line change on the ice for Pope Francis. Here comes the Cocoa line back on the ice. Wolfgang Ziegler coming back as well. Foyle coming in there with a block. Eventually, Redding takes it. 4 minutes to go in this opening period. Been an exciting hockey game, to say the least. Two evenly matched teams. Could be a preview of things to come, as Jonah Michael says, wipe out. What a hit that was by Jonah Michael. Foyle will take it. Here's Colin Foyle, the senior. Shot, save, rebound, and eventually it's Hannafin who closes the door. Not before both teams will have a little bit of a pushing skirmish in front of the net. Mateo Kakoa leading the charge of the pushing. So a face-off on the right dot again. Mateo Kakova will take the draw. So the Kakova to Michael Zinger line still on the ice. Kakova takes the draw, but eventually it is the Redding Rockets who win it cleanly, trying to work it around the glass. Redding trying to go tape to tape, but eventually Jonah Michael, hard-working effort there, trying to get the puck. And here's Mateo Kakova. Kakova over to Wolfgang Zinger. Zinger will try to move it into the Michael again. There's Jonah Michael trying to get there, trying to make the play for Pope. Almost trying to get back. Zinger back to Russ. Russ will just chip it in again. To Michael trying to use the body, trying to make a play still. We'll go back to the point. Here's Bryce Russ. Russ over to Wolfgang Zinger. Zinger shot. Save made by Redding and Hannafin. Redding still trying to clear. Ivy will play it in at the point. Ivy trying to fire in a shot. That one took a deflection off the mask of Nate Johnson, and he'll try to work it up the ice. Here comes Laz Gardarnia. Laz trying to work it in. Player loses a stick. Shot goes just wide. Russell pick up the stick. Foyle trying to get there, trying to make the play, and eventually Redding trying to take it around the net. Here they come. Trying to do something is Robbie Guerrera. Guerrera trying to center one out in front. And eventually a nice block there by Pope Francis. Watroba trying to take the fan, trying to take it to the house for Pater. And eventually it'll be Bryce Russ. Here's Russ trying to do something. Knows who's going to get hit. He'll move it in. Watroba trying to just set something out in front. But eventually it was just a sea of white that came in and took it. And eventually it'll be Watroba again. Watroba trying to work it into O'Leary once more. 2:30 to go in this opening period. Regardless of the result of this first period, we'll have the first intermission report coming to you. Exciting hockey game, lots to break down. As meanwhile, it's Panucci. Panucci trying to center one out in front. And eventually the Pope Francis Cardinals will got there in just a nick of time. Here's Zach Raffone. Raffone working it over to Bolduc. Matt Bolduc trying to work it over to O'Leary. O'Leary trying to just ghost it in again. O'Leary going to get down there with 2:05 to go in this opening period. Moscarney will come out fresh off the bench, trying to get something going before they head to the dressing rooms for intermission. Here's Bolduc. Matthew Bolduc making the play, trying to move it over to Petch. Petch trying to get there, and Moscarney will try to show off the speed on that left side. Petch trying to get there. That's going to be an offsides, and a whistle will blow with 1:49 to go in this opening period. An exciting hockey game, to say the least, here thus far from the Burbank Ice Arena. Weather outside a little bit frightful this afternoon, but the hockey inside today has surely been delightful. Petey will take the draw. Moscarney line stays out there. Here's Colin Foyle. Foyle trying to move it in. Petey's trying to get there, but eventually Hannafin will cover up with 1:42 to go in this opening period. So we'll have a face-off on the right dot again. So the PD line's still out there for Pope Francis, trying to make some hay before the end of this first period, as Reading now will eventually take it. Taking it there was Ben Wright. Wright just going to try to jump it in, but eventually Vinny Maggi just too much back there for Pope. And they'll try to work it up to Moss Carney, but eventually Reading will get it back on the defensive ends. They'll just ship it in again. And eventually it'll be Colin Foyle. We'll take it for Pope Francis. Foyle going to try to use the backhand, trying to hit Petch. There's Petch between his skates, trying to get the puck back. Moss Carney getting there for Pope. There's Moss working over to Petey on that right side. Petey looking around right near us. Moss Carney trying to fire in a shot. Save made. Rebound back to Russ. Russ trying to find Petch. Maybe try to deflect it home, but eventually could not. 1:07 to go. That one goes past the stick of Foyle. I think it touched the stick. This won't be an icing, so Pope Francis will have to play it out. Backhand going up to Petch. Less than a minute to go now in this opening period. High flying hockey, what we like to see on Martin Luther King Day. Here's Foyle. Foyle going to try to work it up the ice to McGrath, and eventually the Cardinals will have to play some defense. Russ loses a stick, so Cardinals will be essentially a man short until Russ picks up the stick. Shot here! Oh! Good opportunity for Reading. Man, oh man, Matt Ventura almost put it in, but the glove of Vinny Maggi was just too much. So Vinny Maggi makes the save and covers up. 39.8 seconds to go in this opening period. Pope Francis, a lot of opportunities. Reading, a lot of opportunities. Evenly matched hockey game, to say the least, thus far. IB will take the draw for Pope Francis. IB trying to win it back. Cardinals looking for it. It'll be CJ Watroba. Watroba trying to do something with it, but eventually the Cardinals will have to get back. Maggi just looking for the puck, trying to find it, and eventually Bolduc will help him out. Bolduc has got it. One last chance for Pope Francis to strike before intermission. It'll be CJ Watroba leading the charge. Watroba using the left side, trying to shake and bake. Oh, and a big save was made there by Chris Hannafin. Hannafin, nice save. Reading, one last opportunity before we hit intermission. And here they come. Trying to do something with it was Panucci, but that one was eventually blocked away. 8 seconds and 7 seconds. One last chance for Ivy. If he wants it, Laffone's trying to get there as well. Cardinals just trying to play some defense, and that is how we end the first period of play on the road at Reading. 0-0 game. This game has been everything that has been advertised as. 0-0 the game thus far. Pope Francis, Reading, battle. Coming up, folks, in less than a minute. Stay tuned. It's the first intermission report. We'll break down what we saw here in this opening period. Look forward for the rest of this game. It's an exciting one today on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Stay tuned, Pope Prep. Champions play right here. Second intermission on the way. 0-0. Pope Francis, Reading, battle from Burbank Ice Arena. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Pope Francis Cardinals, Reading Rockets. Second intermission report has begun. This game has been absolutely incredible thus far here on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. 0-0, the score after one period of play. Both teams heading into the dressing rooms with some positives and negatives. I mean, Pope Francis and Reading both have had opportunities to strike here early on in this one, but eventually the nice defense from both sides thus far has made this an equally excellent chess match. Pope Francis, Reading, it's been up to the expectations today. Weather outside, frightful. Hockey inside, delightful. Coming up, folks, we got the second period. We'll be back in just a second to break down what we want to see here in this second period. And that's all coming up, folks. Stay tuned. Pope Prep Intermission report rolls on next. Back in 2 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Pope Prep Hockey back on the air. Second intermission continuing here, just about set and ready to begin in this second period. Pope Francis Reading in a battle today here at the Burbank Ice Arena. Snowy outside. Hockey inside has surely been delightful. 0-0 game. Both teams, I think, would be happy heading into the dressing room, coming out of the dressing room now at least. So Pope Francis Reading battle here today on Pope Prep. You're going to want to lock it in right here, folks. The game's going to get better and better as it goes along. Pope Francis Reading, second period. In a minute. Stay tuned. Pope Prep Champions play right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to resume here on Pope Prep. Second period coming up now. So both teams will switch sides. So Pope Francis for this second period is going to work from right to left, and the home team, the Reading Rockets, will work from left to right during this second period. Pope Francis Reading in a battle. 0-0 hockey game. Anything can happen from this point forward. Pope Francis, sit in your seats, get the coffee, get your hot cocoa, get your cookies, and just watch this game because it's going to be exciting hockey, ladies and gentlemen. I know the Bruins are playing, but I mean, this is just as exciting as it gets. Pope Francis, Reading in a battle. 0-0. We're ready to go. 17 minutes on the clock. Waiting on both teams to come out of their pre-second period huddles and get ready to go. Referee's telling Pope Francis to hurry it up, but eventually Pope Francis is ready to go. And we are ready to begin the second period. Pope Francis is ready. Reading Rockets are ready as well. Pope Francis Reading. Second period rolls on from the Reading Ice Arena here at Burbank Ice Arena, the home of the Reading Rockets. Here's Russ early in a battle here on in this second period. Cardinals trying to get there. Let's go, Reading the chant. Cardinals trying to get there. Watroba trying to make the play. Russ trying to help out as well. Cardinals trying to get back. Shot here from the point. That one's heading to the ceiling. We got to be careful of here as well. Puck could come up here anytime. Eventually, that was Mike Muley who shot the puck up into the ceiling. So never going to get that puck back, but they'll have to live on. So we'll have a face-off down deep into the Cardinal zone on that far right dot. Taking the face-off for the Pope Francis Cardinals is none other than Petey. He'll try to work it back to Zach Lafone. Zach trying to use the glass, but eventually it's Ravi Granera who got in the way. Granera trying to work it around, and eventually it'll be Evan Panucci who's got it. Panucci working it back to the point to Thompson. Thompson trying to fire a blast, but eventually Moss Kearney made a sliding block to take it for Pope Francis. Here's Moss trying to work it up to Petey. Moss still trying to do something over to Pets. Nick Pets trying to make the play. Petey, no offsides there. Petey working over to Pets. Pets trying to fire it home, but eventually can't. And that's dislodged. We'll have a whistle. So we'll have a face-off on that far left dot. O'Leary will take the draw for Pope Francis. O'Leary loses the draw, and eventually it'll be the visitors, or excuse me, the home team. I'm so used to saying visitors, folks. Can't you tell? It'll be the Reading Rockets taking it. Again, folks, live on site at the Burbank Ice Arena. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, bringing you this live and exclusive action right here on Pope Prep. Remind you to like and subscribe to this content because, ladies and gentlemen, we produce content like this every single day of the week. So, our best suggestion to you is just subscribe, hit that like button, and enjoy the content for the rest of this game. Here come the Reading Rockets trying to work it up the ice with Laz Gardenia. Laz trying to do something. He'll take it around the net eventually before he's met by Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary will try to make the play. O'Leary will chip up the boards to CJ Watroba. Watroba lost it, and eventually Reading took it. Reading trying to fire in a backhand, but eventually it hit the boards. Good opportunity for Matt Vachira, and eventually he could not stop it home. Matt Vachira, the junior, a little smaller junior, but he's doing just fine as the Cardinals have it now with CJ Watroba. Watroba trying to fire a shot. That cranks just right to the goal. And eventually it'll be Matt Bolduc who will settle upon it all the way down the ice, but before he can, it won't be an icing. I thought that was for sure going to be an icing, but it was not. Bolduc will try to work it up to Ivy now. Here's Ivy, having a little hard time dealing with it. Foyle will try to chip it up again, and eventually that one yanked off a pad on one of the players. So it'll be Bolduc who will take it, wrap it around the net, trying to find Colin Foyle. They'll work up to Robert Chadrillo, getting his first shift out here this evening, or this afternoon, rather, as Bolduc will take it. Bolduc moving over to Foyle. Here's Colin Foyle. Foyle trying to work it up to Ivy. Here's Josh Ivy with speed. Ivy with steam. Trying to set up a 2-on-1. Ivy! Stop! And he scores! Josh Ivy puts it in for Pope Francis. He made it look easy. Superman of the Pope Francis Empire puts it in. And just like that, it's the captain, Josh Ivy, who puts it in first. 1-0. The lead for Pope Francis. What a goal for Josh Ivy. Josh Ivy went coast to coast and put it in backhand style, and that means that the Pope Francis Cardinals have struck first. 1-0 the lead for Pope Francis. Here's Matt Bolduc trying to look for number 2. Wolfgang Zinger trying to move it into Mateo Kakova. Zinger having a hard time handling it. Zinger moving it back to Zach Raffone. Right below us, over to Matt Bolduc it goes. Bolduc trying to find Rob Trigilio, and eventually that one will hit the icing, and it will be. And it's the back of the boards, icing called. Clock stops at 14:16 to go. Josh Ivy, one of the true leaders of the Pope Francis Cardinals team here. A goal for Pope Francis. Josh Ivy took it coast to coast and made Reading pay on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So Bob Trigilio and CJ Watroba getting credited for the assists on that goal. So mark that down if you're keeping score at home. As eventually Petey will try to get another. Here's Jake Petey trying to move it in, trying to fire in a shot, and that one will be an easy save for Chris Hannafin. Again, folks, I'd like to thank the brilliant production team that we have on the ice for us today. Henry Huey doing the camera work, Chris Sitnick, Caleb doing our statistician work today, Andrew Sarrazino running the show as always, the fine director here at Pope Prep Productions, as the Cardinals will try to fire in a shot. Shame an opportunity. So we thank them for all their hard work and dedication. 3 seniors with us here today. So we thank them for all the work over time that they have done, as Wolfgang Zinger almost started off his varsity career with a bang. Here's O'Leary. Got to get back now. Here comes Reading. Evan Panucci. Panucci trying to center it out in front. Oh, an opportunity for Granera, but he whiffed on it. Huge opportunity for Reading as Maggi will make the save again. Granera had a goal, but he could not stuff it home. And eventually we'll have a whistle on the ice. I believe that was high sticking, so we will have a face-off in the Reading zone in that far left off. Here's Russ. Russ working over to Moss. Moss patient. Petch trying to fire in a shot. That was nice passing there. Nice draw up off the face-off for Pope Francis. But eventually it's a save for Chris Hannafin. He covers up with 13:20 to go in this second period. Pope Francis looking for the puck, and eventually it'll be Reading, and Kevin Thompson will try to work it up the ice, but eventually it's Colin Foyle who takes it for Pope. Colin Foyle trying to move it in somehow, some way. Reading still trying to work it up the ice, but Bryce Russ gets there. Russ will have to get there again using the board, trying to crank it down there. Petey trying to get down there with Petch. Cardinals looking for it, trying to make the play, but eventually Redding and Kevin Thompson will take it again. Thompson just trying to work it up to the middle of the ice. Maggi will come out of his net, and they'll have to cover it up. So he covers up with 12:52 as Russ, and that was a little skirmish there between Russ and Laws. So we'll cover up. Two teams still talking. Foyle trying to join in on the fun. Josh Ivey back on the ice for the first time after his goal. Face off for Pope Francis. Dylan Shea trying to get there, trying to make the play. Ivey just going to take it around the net, trying to find Sean O'Leary, the senior. O'Leary trying to work it to his brother Ryan, but eventually Dylan Shea, last line of defense, will take it. Ivey trying to work it over to Watroba now. CJ Watroba trying to get there, but eventually Redding trying to get back as well. The Cardinals moving around to Dylan Shea. Here's Dylan Shea. Shea trying to move it in once more. Ivey trying to get there as well. And eventually Redding will take it, trying to fire a shot. That one's heading back to the streets of Springfield as that one hits the top of the netting. So eventually we'll have a whistle. Shot there taken by TJ Michael. So it'll be a face-off here. Ivey wins the draw cleanly, moving it back to Matt Bullock. Bullock's trying to work it up. Redding trying to get there, trying to block it, but Ivey could be gone again. Josh Ivey trying to make the play. You never know when Ivey gets the puck, folks. He tends to make magic happen a lot. And it'll be CJ Watroba. Here he comes. CJ trying to fire a shot. Blocked there by Nate Johnson. Cardinals trying to get there. Ivey trying to make the play, but eventually Redding will try to take it the other way. Here come the Rockets. Rockets trying to get Burbank Ice Arena going. Bullock getting back there in just enough time. O'Leary trying to get to the point, but eventually a shot. Win by Magic. Rebound. Oh, Redding had the opportunity. Had to go on their stick again, but eventually could not bring it home. And with 11:46 now, they'll have to recuperate, and try to work it up the ice. Redding just trying to dump it in. It'll be Vinny Maggi playing it out of his net. He'll play it in the Zacrophone. Here's Ziggy going 1-2-3 style, trying to move it up to Ryan O'Leary. He gets a hit under the glass. That'll get the student section here at Burbank Ice Arena going as Mike McGrath in a puck battle for that one. Cardinals trying to look for it with Josh Ivey. Ivey trying to get down there, trying to make the play. Kenyon trying to help out as well. Eventually, Ziggy tried to do something, and here's a break. This could be an opportunity for Jack Donnelly. Donnelly looking for it. Donnelly just trying to do something, but eventually Colin Foyle and Mike McGrath were just too much on the defensive presence for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Here's Foyle. Foyle working it up to Mike McGrath. Here's Mike McGrath. McGrath trying to work it in, trying to find Mateo Kakova. Kakova had a little slide time, so ghost of the ice got to Mateo Kakova there. Cardinals looking for it. McGrath trying to get there. And eventually Pope Francis and Mateo Kakova, will try to get there once again. Kakova trying to make the play. Eventually Ziggy will try to use a poke check, trying to keep it alive. But eventually it's Jack Donnelly calming things down, trying to work it up the ice still. And it'll eventually be worked back to Zacrophone. We'll do a little spinorama. Shook me and baked me too. My ankles are broken as well. As I'm Redding, who will take it again with Kevin Thompson. Thompson for trying to fire a tape-to-tape pass. That one goes out of the stick. Did not touch the stick of Kevin Thompson. Icing called. Clock stops 10:25 to go in this second period. Face off for Petey on that right side. Petey trying to work it in the Foyle. Here's Foyle over to Petch. Petch working it in, trying to find Petey again. Petey trying to get down there, trying to make the play. Here they come, the Pope Francis Cardinals. Petey looking to do something over to Petch. Here's Petch trying to fire a shot. Glove save made by Chris Anovan. He covers up with 10:07 to go in this second period. Pope Francis, opportunity on the road, and they are seizing that opportunity thus far with their starman, Josh Ivey. Petey trying to get there, trying to make the play, but eventually it'll be Redding. Redding have it, trying to get something going up the ice is Ryan McCurden. McCurden just trying to work it in. Foyle will have to get back as well. Petch trying to do something on the defensive ends now. Look out. Redding, nice passing, trying to go tape to tape, trying to settle one out in front was Redding, and eventually Bryce Russ, Foyle, and Maggi all back there for Pope. Here's Foyle, backhand style, trying to work it out of the zone. It'll be Nate Johnson. We'll just work it in again. Here's Bryce Russ. Russ working it up the ice. Russ just trying to take it himself. Russ trying to go coast to coast. Russ trying to fire a shot. That one hits the back end of the boards and not the net. Here's Moss Kearney. Moss Kearney trying to work for it. Petch trying to find it as well. Eventually Redding will come away with it with Laws. Laz Gardena, the leader of the running team thus far from what we've seen. Laz trying to fire on one-timer. That one, the crowd thought it was in, but eventually it wasn't. Petch looking for, along with Petey. Here's Petey just trying to work it up the boards. That's going to be an icing. Clock's going to stop. Or, well, nah. Yes, it will. It'll be an icing with 9:07 to go in the second period. Opportunities coming in left and right for the home team. Trying to stub it home eventually, but it's been just too much thus far for this Pope Francis attack. Josh Ivey leading the way with a goal. 1-0 the lead for Pope. Ivey looking for it, trying to make the play. Bulldog trying to get back there as well. Zach Buffone trying to do something. Here's Ziggy. Ziggy trying to make the play with Ivey. Ivey looking for it, but eventually it'll be Ryan O'Leary. Here's Ryan O'Leary trying to fire a saucer pass to Watroba. That one eventually got blocked by Laws again. He is a wrecking ball for this Reading Rockets team. Laws, the junior, so we're going to have to deal with him another year. That's going to be Pope Francis trying to get there with Bulldog. Bulldog trying to fire in a scraper, but eventually Chris Hannafin will make the save and stop this clock with 8:38 to go in the second period. Face-off for Mateo Kakova. Opportunity to make it a two-show for Pope Francis. Wolfgang Zinger working it back to Bulldog. Bulldog will fire it on in, looking for Joe DeMichael. DeMichael trying to get down there. Ziggy will help him out. Ziggy trying to use the boards, trying to find DeMichael, but eventually Evan Panucci is there for Reading, and eventually Bulldog will keep it alive. So here's an opportunity, but eventually that is going to be a whistle and a penalty, and it will be. It's going to be 2 minutes. Worst possible situation for Reading. They're heading to the box for 2 minutes. Power play coming for Pope Francis. Taking the penalty was Evan Panucci, number 9, the captain. So he'll head to the box for 2 minutes. Power play coming in for Pope Francis. Opportunity for Pope to open this game up. So on the ice for Pope, it's Ivey, Watroba, O'Leary, Foyle, and Ziggy all on the ice. Cardinals trying to make it a 2-0 game on the road in hostile territory. Face off for O'Leary. Cardinals looking for it. Ship back to the point to Ziggy. Here's Ziggy having a hard time handling things. He'll get it back, however. Ziggy gets stripped down to the ice. Here's Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary looking for it. O'Leary looking up to Colin Foyle. Here's Foyle having a hard time handling the puck, and eventually Reading's got it. Here they come with speed. Matt Fachira. He'll just chip it in. Maggi will play it out of his goal or just cover it up. He'll take it. He'll cover it up. I think it's a 5-minute penalty. Unbelievable. That was a 5-minute voting major. He is in the box, number 9, Evan Panucci. He's heading to the box for 5 minutes. 4:38 remaining on the power play. Wow. They ruled out a major no contest. So Pope Francis with an opportunity to strike here a lot in the next 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Cardinals looking for it with Petch. Here's Petch trying to move it in the Zach Buffone. Here's Ziggy trying to work it up again with Petch. There comes Petch trying to move it in. Petch over to Moss Carney. Moss Carney working it back to Zach Buffone. Here's Zach over to Matt Bulldog. Bulldog trying to fire a shot. Yanks off the glass. Here's Ziggy at the point again. Ziggy moving it back over to Matt Bulldog. Bulldog slipping on over to Ziggy. Ziggy, nice pass over to Moss Carney. One-timer. Save made by Chris Hannafin. Covering up with 7:27 to go in the second and 4:07 to go on the Pope power play. So face off for Pope Francis. Another opportunity here, and I believe Bryce Russ not allowed to enter the ice. It'll be Zach Buffone back there again. Petey gets kicked off the dot, so that means Petch will have to come in and take the draw. He wins it cleanly. Moss Carney moving it back to Ziggy Buffone. Ziggy moving it into Moss Carney. Moss Carney back to Ziggy. Ziggy all the way down to Matt Bulldog on the far right point. Moving it back to Ziggy. Here's Zach working over to Moss Carney. Carney, Zach Buffone. Zach over to Matt Bulldog. Here's Matt Bulldog trying to fire a shot. Blocked there by Reading. Cardinals trying to keep it alive here, and eventually they'll have to get back. It'll be Ziggy doing just that. Ziggy will probably just have to use the boards or use his body, one of the two. And eventually Matt Bulldog will take it as Ziggy gets hit down in the corner. Here's Matt Bulldog. Bulldog working it up to Petey. Petey trying to get there, trying to make the play. Bulldog trying to get there as well. That one yanks off the glass, and eventually it'll be played on down for Zach Buffon. 3:27 to go on the major penalty for Pope Francis. Trying to strike, make it a 2-0 game potentially. Petey trying to work it in. Cardinals looking to do something. Moss Carney trying to get down there, trying to make the play for Pope. Here's Petey. Petey looking around, trying to make the play. Ryan O'Leary trying to get there as well. Reading doing a nice job of killing off this major penalty as they'll try to clear it out, and they do. Robbie Granera killing it off. 3:03 to go now on the major power play for Pope. Bryce Russ trying to take it himself. He gets taken down to the ice. No call. Pope Francis trying to work it around now, trying to just get something going here on this power play. And Reading trying to get something going shorthanded-wise, but eventually going to be C.J. Watroba, top line back on the ice for Pope. Opportunity, here we go. C.J. Watroba trying to take it himself, trying to do something, but eventually all real estate got cut up by Matt Ventura. He's trying to move it over. Reading just trying to fire in a little blockbuster, and eventually it'll be Colin Foyle who will take it. Here's Colin Foyle, the captain. Colin just trying to take it himself. Here he comes. Foyle looking around now, going to try to take it around the net. I'll work it back to the point to Zach Buffon. He can't handle it. Zach having a hard time handling the puck, and eventually it'll be Ryan O'Leary who will take it. Here's O'Leary moving it over to Ziggy. Here's Zach Buffon. Zach trying to get it going for Pope. Ziggy will just leave it off for Josh Ivey. Ivey, oh no! Here's Mike Boyle on a breakaway shot. He scores short-handed. Oh no! Worst possible outcome, and it happens. Cardinals turn it over on their own end. Unbelievable. Mark Boyle puts it in for Reading. The roof is exploding off the Burbank Ice Arena. Massive mistake by Pope Francis. And shorthanded, we are all even. Even Steven now here in Reading. Wow. This place is back and alive. You thought a 5-minute power play would be the best thing coming for Pope Francis. But eventually, Reading has woken up, and are back in this game. Even Steven. Here's Petey. Trying to get down there, trying to make the play. Power play for Pope Francis still in effect. Here's Zach Buffon. Zach trying to move it in to Matt Bulldog, who's having a hard time handling things on the defensive end. I'll move it back to Zach Buffon. Here's Ziggy trying to do something. 1:40 to go on the major power play. Here's Ziggy. Ziggy trying to move it around, trying to take it around the goal, leave it off for Petey. Here's Petey. Petey trying to do a little skimmer up into the slot area. No one was there. Catch. Trying to just keep it alive for Pope. Cardinals looking for it with Petey. Here's Petey again. Going to take it around his boards. Trying to look up to the point to Zach Buffon. Zach trying to keep it alive for Pope. He does. Here's Moss Carney. Moss trying to work it over to Petch. Here's Nick Petch. Looking around, just using the backhand. Over to Moss Carney. It goes again. Here's Moss. 1:07 to go on the power play. Petey. Moss Carney. Moss. Looking around. Trying to find Matt Bullock. Bullock shot. Blocked. Here's Petch again. Behind the net. Petey looking for it as well. Petey trying to stuff it in. Can't. Bullock trying to keep it alive at the point he does. Here's Matt Bullock. Bullock over to Petey. Petey over to Bullock. Here's Bullock. Shot. Save made by Hannafin. Covers up. 4:06 remaining in the second period. 46 seconds remaining on the power play. 5-minute major has woken up the Reading Rockets. Ivy will take the draw. Trying to get the Cardinals back in front. Cardinals looking for. Ivy's got it. Moving it over to Zach Buffon. Zach moving it over to Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary over to Ivy. Ivy trying to do something, but eventually Reading gets taken down. Here's Ziggy. Ziggy trying to work it himself. O'Leary trying to move it over to Foyle. There's Colin Foyle trying to work it in. Here's C.J. Watroba. Watroba. Oh, a little miscommunication there by Watroba and Zach. But eventually the Cardinals will take it. Here comes O'Leary. O'Leary, 20 seconds to go on the power play. They've got to go quick. Here's Ziggy moving over to Josh Ivey. Ziggy gets taken down. O'Leary trying to work it up to Watroba. Watroba over to Ryan O'Leary. Opportunity. O'Leary trying to center one out in front of Ivey. Blocked away. 3 seconds to go on the power play. Cardinals trying to stuff it in once more, but that's it. We're back to even strength, 5-on-5. Somehow, some way, the Reading Rockets were able to clean it off. Clean slate, even Steven as well. Foyle trying to fire a shot. That one got blocked. They'll just take it now. 3:07 to go Cardinals looking for it, but eventually it'll be Reading Rockets who will take it now. Nate Johnson trying to work it up the ice, trying to fire in a saucer pass. Here comes Zach Lafone. Zach trying to play some defense, trying to stop Panucci. Here comes Pope with Watroba. Watroba moving over to Moscarney. Moscarney trying to find CJ Watroba up the ice. Here's Watroba. CJ Watroba trying to take it around the net. Maybe he'll stop on a dime. Ivy going to look for it as well. Josh Ivy trying to make the play with Moscarney. Here's Ivy. Ivy trying to work it back to Moscarney. Moss looking around. Moss over shot. Just goes right in the net. Here's Colin Foyle. Foyle, shake, big. Gonna center one out in front of Moscarney. Nothing there. Ivy will take it again. Here's Josh Ivy trying to find Colin Foyle. Takes a weird skedaddle, and he'll just have to clear it in, get fresh legs onto the ice. Here's Reading. Max Owens takes a turnover. Here's Petch. Petch trying to move it in. There's going to be a penalty on this one. Cardinals again will head to the power play. Could be a huge break here for Pope Francis. A penalty for Reading. So penalty taken there by Matt Futura. He heads to the box for 2 minutes. Or rather, that was not Matt Futura, but it'll be a penalty nonetheless for Reading. Opportunity for Pope Francis again. Another power play. Moscarney trying to work it in over to Russ. Russ trying to work it back to Moscarney. He does. Carney trying to send it out to Petey. And eventually he whiffed on the easy one-timer. Here's Petey. Petey trying to move it around now. Petey just going to try to take it himself. Try to use the boards and yank it up to Matt Bolduc. Here's Matty B trying to fire a shot. Save made by Reading. Rebound. Hannafin will cover up and make the save with 1:49 to go in the second period. Highly contested hockey game. Pope Francis, Reading in a battle. Ivy over to Zachrafone at the point. Here's Ziggy working around over to Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary back to Ziggy. Ziggy on over to Ivy. Ivy one-timer. Shot. Foyle trying to stuff it home, but eventually he can't. Whistle will blow. Skirmish in front of the net. Foyle on a pushing match with the Reading players. Hang on. Got to be awfully careful down there if you're Pope Francis. Colin Foyle, I think, is trying to point to his chin somehow. Trying to talk to these officials, and there's a player down. CJ Watroba. He looks okay, though. So I think it's going to be one of those situations where there's no harm, no foul. We're trying to figure it out. I think they're going to have a face-off down back at the right side. So no penalty, no harm, no foul. Still 1:29 to go on the power play for Pope. Ivy will take the draw for Pope. Trying to win it, but eventually Reading able to win it cleanly, and here they come, trying to get something going before the end of the period, but eventually it's Josh Ivy who will take it. Ivy, like a bat out of hell, trying to take it to the net. Stars! Josh Ivy putting the S on his chest. Not one, but two. Josh Ivy, not a bing, not a boo. The leader of the Pope Empire strikes again. Ivy, 1-2. And just like that, Pope Francis takes back the lead. 2-1, the lead for Pope. Josh Ivy puts it in for Pope Francis once again. Uno dos, says Ivy. Wow. Josh Ivy, power play goal. Josh Ivy, 2 goals. Reading 1. We're back to 5-on-5 even strength. At the end of the day, a huge break for the Pope Francis Cardinals, putting it in. And just like that, it is a 2-1 hockey game. Again, the Pope Francis Cardinals have the lead. Shot here, save made by Vinny Maggi. They'll kick it out to Colin Foyle. Welsh now will eventually take it. Welsh trying to move it over to Petey. Petey trying to make the play. Cardinals looking for it again. Here's Colin Foyle. Foyle trying to work it high up the ice, trying to find Petch. Petch with an opportunity there, and that'll be an icing. So real estate runs out for Petch. 55.8 seconds to go, so less than a minute to go in this second period. IB taking the draw, wins it cleanly. Redding trying to do something. Eventually, IB will take it again. IB over to Russ it goes. Russ trying to get there. Eventually, taken in by Redding. That was awfully close there for Cam Fahey. He had an opportunity to stuff it home, but eventually, IB will try to get down there for a poke. Redding trying to be careful here, trying to look out, but eventually O'Leary trying to take it, but eventually he can't, and eventually it's Cam Fahey. Fahey trying to work it around the board. Shot, pad save made by Maggi. Rebound. Cardinals looking for it. Foyle trying to get there. And eventually at the point, it'll have to be Nate Johnson will play it in. He will. With some enthusiasm as well. He does. Foyle will take it. Here's Colin Foyle just trying to work it down the ice. Then it won't be an icing. It'll be Hannafin who will have to play it out. One last opportunity before this period ends. Redding trying to work it up the ice. Cardinals trying to play it in. Here's O'Leary. O'Leary over to Nick Petch. Last chance opportunity. Petch trying to do something. Got to watch the clock. Petch looking around, scrambling, trying to center one out in front. Nothing there. That's it. Second period ends just like that. 2-1, the lead for Pope Francis. What a game this has been. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, certainly not disappointing. Josh Ivey, 2 goals. Redding 1. Coming up, folks, we got the second intermission report. We'll break down what we've seen thus far. Look forward to the third period. Stay tuned, Pope Prep. What a game it has been. The ending appears to be even much better than what we've seen thus far. Pope Francis and the Redding Rockets in a battle. 2-1, the lead for Pope. Come up. Second intermission report. Stay tuned. Pope Prep Champions Play right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Second intermission report underway. Before we begin with the breakdown of what we saw in that second period, we'd like to give it to our director here at Pope Prep Productions, Mr. Andrew Saracino, who has a few positive words for the Pope Prep crowd. Andrew, take it away.
Thank you very much, AJ. Today I'm not the director, Mr. Caleb Gillimat, one of our freshmen, my protege. Had to really emphasize that word because it's a fun one. He's running the show today. So the credit goes to him for everything you've seen so far. I'm just here helping out, driving both ways, keeping everybody safe. That's my job. Make sure nobody falls over this ledgeless press box with no glass. So I want to give a huge thank you to Burbank Ice Arena for letting us come here and do the game today. As always, we've had nothing but a great hospitality from everywhere that we've been this season and even in our fall season. So a huge thank you to all the wonderful venues that let us come in, do the games, and bring the show back home to you so you can watch in your couch, kitchen, restaurant, wherever you may be around the state, around the country, or the world. So you can tune into Pope Prep. So AJ, I'll hand it back to you so you can do your thing because you know that better than I do.
Andrew Saracino, the man, the myth, the legend. Pope Francis Redding in a battle today. The atmosphere has been ecstatic. I mean, Pope Francis struck first with Josh Ivey. Then immediately responding to that, there was a 5-minute major penalty assessed to Redding. And that woke up this place because they scored on a 5-minute major. I don't know how that was possible, but they somehow managed it, tied this game up. And Josh Ivey said, no, I still want the throne. And he put it in to make it a 2-1 game. This game has lived up to the expectations and lived up to the hype. Redding fans have packed this place. Pope Francis up, though, by a score of 2-1. Coming up, second intermission report resumes. We'll break down what we saw in that second period and look forward to the third period. Exciting day at the Burbank Ice Arena. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Pope Prep Hockey back on the air live at the Burbank Ice Arena. Ladies and gentlemen, Pope Francis Cardinals a solid 2-1 lead over these Reading Rockets. It's been a great game thus far. Pope Francis got to keep looking at Josh Ivey. He has been the starman today. He's been the starman all season, been a starman here for a while for these Pope Francis Cardinals. Got to get him going even more. I mean, he's got 2 goals, trying to make it a hat trick in this third period. Pope Francis just trying to hold on, stay clear, get out of here with a win. I think that's the best idea for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Nothing too sweet. So, 34 down, 17 to go. The Pope Francis Cardinals. The Reading Rockets. A battle at the Burbank Ice Arena, the third period, where wins become losses and losses become wins, is next. Who's going to walk out of here with the thrill of a win, and who's going to walk out of here today with the agony of defeat? Coming up, we'll decide all that. Stay tuned. Pope Prep, the all-important third period, is next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about set and ready to begin in this third period. Pope Francis heads into the third with a 2-1 lead. Next goal is huge. If Pope Francis scores, that might be the dagger this afternoon. If Reading scores, we're all even once again. So teams will switch ends once more. So Reading working from right to left, and Pope Francis will work from left to right. Pope Francis, Reading, a battle today here at the Burbank Ice Arena. Again, folks, weather outside a little bit frightful today. A little snow. Just not the greatest of conditions, but inside, the hockey is the best maybe it's ever been. Pope Francis, Reading. The third and final battle. Here we go. Third period on their way. Ivy wins the draw back to Foyle. Foyle working over to Russ. We're ready to go. Watroba trying to work it in over to Ivy. Ivy's going to have to go do a little chase route. But eventually, that's Kevin Thompson getting under it for Reading. He'll put on the X-ray vision, try to look up the ice. And eventually, he's got a clean sheet of ice and a breakaway to Cam Fahey. But eventually, Russ is the last line of the fence. And he gets back there in style for Pope Francis. That's going to be an icing. Clock's going to stop with 16:36 to go in this third period. So we'll have a face-off back in the Cardinal end of things. PD will take the draw for Pope Francis. Bolduc. He's got it. Matt Bolduc trying to make the play for Pope Francis. Bolduc trying to get back. However, Petch trying to get there as well. Moss Carney trying to make the play. Here's Zach Buffone. Zach trying to use the boards, trying to guide it up to Moss Carney. Moss trying to work it in the PD. Cardinals trying to get back on the defensive ends. Here's Matt Bolduc. Bolduc looking around, trying to make the play over to Petch. Here's Nick Petch trying to do something. Petch trying to work it up. Petch will just take it back. Here's Matt Bolduc. Bolduc looking around. There's Petey. That one's going to take a little bounce. Petey's going to look for it, but eventually Moss Carney will take it now before he's decked. Cardinals are going to get back now with Zach Buffone, and they do. Buffone will work it over to Petey. Here's Petey. And a little swipe over to Petch. Petch has got it. Petch, spinorama, stop. Trying to work it behind the net to Moss Carney. Carney trying to send it one over front. Save, rebound. Oh, Petch came that close to making it a 3-goal game for Pope, but eventually real estate ran out, and he hit the upper area of the glass. Cardinals looking for it, trying to make the play with Petch. Ziggy will get back there. Move it over to Matt Bolduc. Bolduc over to Mateo Kokoba. Kokoba having a hard time handling things, and eventually Reading will take it. Reading with Laz Gardenia, who has been the Reading main assassin thus far here this afternoon, trying to do something, but eventually can't get going. Pope defense with too much, leading the charge. Mateo Kokoba, and eventually we're going to have a whistle here. I don't know if Moss Carney's going to the box here. I'm trying to figure it out. I think he is. Yep, Moss Carney is heading to the box, folks. Yep, that's going to be a holding penalty on Moss Carney. He's heading to the box. Stunning call. Not really sure what that was, but it's going to be a power play nonetheless for Reading. Trying to tie things up again in this third period. Huge break for the Rockets. Trying to make the Cardinals pay now. 5-on-4 we play. Cardinals, huge if they can clear this out. Ivy trying to get to the point, but here come the Reading Rockets. Opportunity, and Maggi will make the save. Rebound. Reading trying to stub it home. Cardinals just trying to clear. Rockets just trying to do something. Trying to get a good look here. Panucci trying to fire a shot. Blocked by Ryan O'Leary, and here he comes. O'Leary just trying to center one out, maybe. That got blocked, and steering it all the way down is O'Leary. O'Leary's just going to try to help out and continue to make the play. O'Leary looking for it still, and eventually the Cardinals will get back. Pope Francis trying to do something. Here's Josh Ivy. Ivy trying to use the body a bit. He does, but eventually Reading will just take it again. Shot blocked there. Reading still has it. Robbie Granera trying to do something. That one's skimmers wide. Reading still trying to fire it in. Foyle looking for it. Cardinals just trying to clear here, and eventually it'll be Maggi who will cover up and make the save. Clock stops with 14:33 to go in this third period and 1:17 to go on the power play for Reading. So 1:44 into this period, Moss Carney took a penalty. Cardinals trying to clear that out right now. PD will take the draw for Pope Francis. One back. No one's there except for Zach Buffone. Ziggy going to use the backhand, just trying to clear it out, and he does. Petch looking for it too. Eventually a player runs into a ref there. I believe that was Robbie Granera who ran into the ref, but eventually Reading will take it. With Cam Fahey. Cam Fahey just trying to move it in somehow, some way. Cardinals still trying to get there, trying to make a play. Cardinals looking for it. Fahey looking around, trying to make the play still. Cardinals looking for the defense. Reading moving it back now. 48 seconds to go on the power play, so they'll have to work rather quickly. Petch trying to get there. Cardinals looking to do something. Reading trying to move it around now, shaking and baking it. Cardinals looking for some defense. Shot. Big save made there by Benny Maggi. Maggi goes off his upper chest area. Maggi up to the task for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Rockets will take it back into their own end. They'll look around and try to move it up the ice. 25 seconds to go on the power play for the Reading Rockets. Tape to tape they go. Foyle trying to break it up too. Eventually Foyle gets there. He'll clear it down the ice. Cardinals doing an excellent job of clearing out this Reading power play. 13 seconds to go on the Carney power play. Time winding down. One last chance for Reading to score on the power play. Here they come with Matt Fachira. Fachira trying to work it up to Evan Panucci. Panucci trying to do something, but eventually we're back to 5-on-5 even strength. Foyle trying to work it over to Josh Ivey. Ivey trying to do something over to CJ Watroba. Here's Watroba. Watroba trying to fire it in to Ryan O'Leary. Eventually he went into the net and not the goal. Or not the puck, rather. So Pope Francis starting to lurk now. Opportunity starting to come in for these Pope Francis Cardinals. I have a whistle here. A bit of a net issue. Referee's trying to sort this one out. Net has been dislodged a few times here this afternoon. McGrath, Kakova, Kenyon on the ice, the forwards. Jay Ziggy, the defenseman. Hannafin centering out the net, and we're ready to resume. 13:05 to go in this third period. Pope Francis looking for Kakova. Big hit there by Mateo Kakova, the freshman. Kakova trying to look over to Wyatt Kenyon. McGrath trying to get there as well. It'll be Ziggy Buffon on the defensive side, using the board, trying to crowd into McGrath. Here's Mike McGrath, spinorama, shake and bake, looking for the puck is McGrath, but eventually could not come away with the most important object of the game, and eventually Reading will take it. Laz Gardenia trying to work it up. Ziggy, last line of defense, A-OK again for Pope. McGrath trying to use the body. Helmet almost came off from McGrath. Cardinals looking for it still. Matt Fachira laid the hit there on Mike McGrath. That was almost a helmet knocker for Mike McGrath. Cardinals looking for it. Oh, opportunity for Fachira. He had it, but eventually Maggi was up to the task once more. Save made by Mitty Maggi. McGrath trying to work it out. It'll eventually be Dylan Shea. He'll calm it down. On the Zach Rafonikos. Here's Ziggy. Ziggy over to Dylan Shea. Here's Shea working up the ice to Mike McGrath. McGrath looking around, using the boards, trying to make the play. McGrath will try to cut it back, trying to move it into the zone, trying to hit Petey. And eventually Nate Johnson was there for Reading. Cardinals trying to get there as well, but eventually Reading trying to just clear it out now. Petch going in for a hit. Instead, he got sent back to freshman year. Ziggy looking for it still. Here's Zach Buffon trying to move it up. Eventually, Moss Carney will try to get there, trying to make the play. And eventually, that'll be an icing. No icing. Okay. To my surprise, it'll be Zach Buffon trying to play it in. Ziggy trying to move it over to Russ. Petch will try to take it, trying to use the boards maybe. Reading closing the door there. It was Mike Muley, the captain of Reading. And eventually Bryce Russ will try to take it again. Russ trying to move it over to Moss Carney. Moss Carney having a hard time handling things. And eventually Zach Raffone will try to help him out. Ziggy trying to stop on a dime. Ziggy looking for it, trying to move it up the ice somehow, some way. Petey trying to do something, and eventually Petch will take it. Here comes Nicky P. Petch trying to move it around now, left side. Petch trying to move it into Moss Carney. Moss having a hard time handling things. Ivy will try to fire a shot. That one's going to hurt tomorrow for Mr. Matt Walsh. Cardinals still looking to do something. Ivy trying to send one out in front to Petch, and eventually nothing goes. Meanwhile, Bullock will try to fire a shot. Stimmers off the glass. Another block there by the Reading Rockets. Cardinals looking for it still. Eventually, Reading will try to move it in. No icing here. Maggi will come out of his goal and play it to Matt Bullock. Here's Bullock, tape-to-tape pass, long ball to Josh Ivey. Ivey trying to find CJ Watroba. Watroba will try to make the play. Watroba trying to do something, but eventually it's worked back down to Colin Foyle. Foyle will try to play it in. Reading trying to work it up still. Cardinals trying to use the hit. O'Leary does. Here's Watroba. CJ Watroba trying to work it around. Cardinals looking for it, trying to make the play with Ryan O'Leary. Here's Foyle trying to move it down the ice. Eventually, again, Reading will just clear it up. Bulldog still trying to make the play. Ivy trying to get there. Watroba trying to be the first line of four checkers trying to get there as well. Foyle will try to slap at it. Eventually it'll work all the way down the ice to Matt Bulldog. Here's Bulldog playing it in with a back hit. Matt Bulldog is going to take it himself. Bulldog on tape-to-tape style to Ryan O'Leary. Here's O'Leary around the right side. He got cranked. And eventually the save is made by Hannafin. We could hear that sound from all the way up here in the booth. Man, oh man, what a hit that was on Ryan O'Leary. The Cardinals will get a line change. Wolfgang Zinger, freshman, making his Varsity A debut today. Big opportunity for him to shine against a formidable opponent. 2-1 the lead for Pope. 10:08 to go today. Face off one by Reading. They'll take it back with Kevin Thompson. Thompson trying to move it into Matt Vachira, but eventually that one, the alley for the Reading Rockets got cut off. Cardinals looking for it to Michael trying to get there. Kakova as well. Eventually the Reading Rockets will try to take it, but Matt Bolduc is back there comfortably for Pope Francis. Bolduc will take it around the net, try to do something. Bolduc, a little bit of a hard time there, but eventually get it out to Wolfgang Zinger. Zinger trying to move it over to Joey D. To Michael, trying to work it up to Mateo Kakova. Here's Mateo. Mateo trying to send one out in front to Wolfgang Zinger. And eventually the Reading Rockets got there in just a nick of time. And now they'll try to work it up the ice. Here comes Laws. Laws trying to move it in. Shot. Save made there by Benny Maggi. Cardinals looking for it. Zach Buffone will get there. Here he comes. Ziggy trying to just take it himself with some speed. Zach Buffone looking around now. Ziggy, who's in the left side, trying to come up from his defenseman position. That one cranked off the side of the net. Cardinals going to look for it still. Moss Kearney trying to get down there for Pope Francis. Russ trying to get it at the point, goes through his stick. That one's going to hit all the way down the ice. This will not be an icing. So Ziggy will get there, trying to make the play. PD trying to move it over to Moss Kearney. Moss is trying to clear it out, but eventually Redding's able to keep it alive. Redding trying to do something. Bryce Russ. Russ trying to get there as well, but eventually Ziggy will have to get back on it. Here's Zach Buffone. Ziggy over to Moss Kearney. Moss trying to work it up the ice, trying to hit Petey. Eventually, the Reading Rockets have it now. Trying to fire it in. Eventually, Bryce Russ will get there. Russ trying to use the body. A big hit by Bryce Russ. Showtime hit. Ben Wright got hit and sent back in time for the Reading Rockets. Pope Francis now will try to work it up the ice. Cardinals trying to make the play with Zach Buffone. He had a hard time locating the puck, and eventually he'll try to get back under it as Reading will try to fire a shot. And eventually, hit at the boards for Jack Donnelly. Let's go, Rockets the champ. Cardinals just trying to stay out of here and get out of this place with a win. Here's Russ. Bryce Russ loses it. He loses his stick, too, and doesn't know where it is. And eventually Reading will try to fire it in. And eventually here comes Petch. Nick Petch, the sophomore, leaving it off for Moss Kearney. Kearney trying to make the play. Cardinals looking for it with Moss Kearney. Kearney trying to do something, trying to start in front. Looking for the hat trick. Can't sort it out. That will get wrapped around. Good opportunity for Pope Francis, but they cannot stuff it home. Bryce Russ sticks remains on the ice, even though he's off. Foyle will try to work it up, trying to find CJ Watroba. It'll be Josh Ivey. Here comes Ivey looking for the hat trick. Ivey, shaking big. Spinorama, looking around, trying to feed it back to the point. That one skips through Colin Foyle's stick. Ivey's not pleased with that effort. And eventually, Dylan Shea will get back there. Shea trying to move it over to Colin Foyle as Shea gets sent down to the ice. Cardinals going to need some defense here, and they've got it. And here's CJ Watroba. Watroba with some speed down the right side. Watroba looking for it, but eventually Reading, last line of defense there. Robbie Granero got back there, and he did okay. Foyle will get it back. Here he is. Colin Foyle trying to work it in, but the save is made by Hannafan. He covers up with 7:10 to go in this third period. A little bit of frustration down there on that Cardinal bench. Could have had an opportunity to make the dagger and put in the dagger into these Reading Rockets here this afternoon. Face off for Mateo Kakova nonetheless, deep into the Reading zone. Kakova just trying to work it into McGrath, but eventually it'll be the home team. The Reading Rockets trying to work it up, but not for long as Bolduc will take it. Bolduc will swipe it on over to Zach Buffone. Zach will try to move it into Mike McGrath. Here's McGrath trying to move it over to Kenyon. Wyatt Kenyon gets taken down on the ice. No call. Kakova trying to get there as well. But eventually it's the Reading Rockets and TJ Michael who will get there. Here's TJ trying to go A-OK, but instead he gets a glass, okay, with Matt Bolduc. And here's Mike McGrath. Mike McGrath trying to move it in. McGrath trying to send one out to Kenyon. Kenyon trying to get there, trying to make the play. Cardinals still looking for it. Russ trying to get there, trying to make the play as well. And eventually Zach Buffone will get there. A little bit of confusion down there on the Reading bench, having players trying to come out. That's going to be an icing. Clock stops with 6:27 to go in this third period. 2-1 the lead for the Pope Francis Cardinals, trying to hang on the road. Here's Petey, losing the face-off. Shot! Save made by Maggi. Rebound. Maggi trying to cover it up, but he can't. Foyle will still try to clear it, trying to move it down over to Petch. Foyle's got it now eventually. Foyle sending it over to Moss Kearney. Here's Moss Kearney, the junior, with speed. Moss trying to get some help, but eventually Petey and Petch were both a little bit too far back from Moss, but Petch will get back under it. Here's Moss Kearney. Moss looking around, trying to center one out in front, but eventually it's the Reading Rockets who take it with Laws. Here's Laws, good idea. Laws looking to do something. We'll have to hold the puck and just ship it in. And eventually, Vinny Maggi will come out of his net to play it in. Here's Foyle. Foyle over to Bryce Russ. Russ off the boards, trying to yank it up to Moss Kearney. Eventually, the Reading Rockets will take it. Rockets trying to do something, trying to fire a shot. Save made by Vinny Maggi. Rockets will try to do something still. And that will be an icing. I think. No. Icing again waved off. It's Colin Foyle who will take it now. Colin Foyle looking over to Bryce Russ, goes through him. Latrobe will try to play it in with a glove. Having a hard time doing just that. Again, Bryce Russ losing his stick. Having a hard time handling the stick today is Bryce Russ. Cardinals looking for it still with Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary trying to get there, trying to make the play. Ivy as well trying to get there. Cardinals got to get back now. 2-on-1. Look out. Shot. They score. Oh, no. Cam Fahey puts it in. This place is exploding again. 2-2. The Rockets have come back and tied the game. Sloppy puck possession by Pope Francis leads to a goal for Reading. The place has reawoken again. We are even Steven once more. As if this afternoon could not have any more turns, we are all even again. 2-2. Even Steven. Everyone on their feet now here at Reading. 2-2. Burbank Ice Arena. I think the roof is broken after that explosion. Reading trying to take the lead in an unbelievable fashion. Cardinals trying to get back now with Wolfgang Zinger. Shot! Oh, that was a big save made there by Vinny Maggi. Ziggy going to try to take it out, and we have a penalty. I think Bulldog's heading to the box, and he doesn't like the call. Frost check for Matt Bulldog it is. Power play for Reading. They have awakened, and they will have a power play. Huge opportunity for Reading, who looked like they were dead in the water, can take the lead at home. Ivy trying to make the play there, shorthanded style, but eventually he can't. He'll have to get back. Foyle trying to use the backhand, trying to chip it in, trying to keep it alive. That one's going to get set down the ice. Ziggy will play it. There's Zach Lafone just trying to clear it out, but that one eventually hits the upper netting. Clock stops at 4:38 to go in the third period, and 1:44 remaining on the Reading power play. Fahey puts it in. 2-2 is the score now. Pope Francis trying to get the lead back, but they'll have to clear off this Reading power play first. Foyle will try to move it down the ice. He will. 1:35 to go on the Reading power play. Cardinals looking for defense now. Colin Foyle trying to get back there. Foyle trying to make the play with Ziggy Buffon. Here comes Reading. Reading stopping on a dime, trying to make the play. Here comes Laws. Laws trying to make the play. Ziggy will hold him up. Foyle will try to work it up the boards, but eventually Reading is able to get under it. Robbie Grana. Here's Robbie. Robbie trying to move it around. Reading, nice passing, tape to tape. Trying to set it out. Here's Robbie Grana. Grana back to the point to Thompson. Thompson back to Grana. Grana shot. Blocked, I think, by Colin Foyle it was. Ronnie gets it back, however. Shot, save, rebound. Magic covers up first. Second shot blocked by Petch. He'll try to clear it out with a slap shot. Can't. Reading still has it. Trying to set something up, but eventually they can't. Garner couldn't hold on. Reading still have it. 42 seconds to go on the power play. Trying to fire it in somehow, some way to take the lead. Foyle trying to make the play. Reading, nice passing. Trying to go tape to tape. They'll just hold on to it. Look around. Foyle trying to go up, trying to make the play. Ziggy trying to do something as well. Look out. Petch trying to stuff it in. Opportunity was there for Laws. Could not stuff it home on the one-timer. And went just past the left of the goal. 17 seconds to go on the power play. Shot. Goes above the glass. Ivy will try to clear. He does. Huge play and escape for Pope. One last chance for Reading on the power play. Before we can do anything else, whistle will blow. Offsides. 6 seconds to go on the power play for Reading. What a heartbreaker this is for Pope Francis. Had all the momentum going their way, up 2-1. And eventually, the Reading Rockets did not quit. They found a way to put it in. Pope Francis trying to be the spoilers today, trying to win this game on the road still. Ivy takes the draw. Watroba trying to get there, trying to make the play. Redding trying to do something still. Redding trying to move it around. That's going to be an icing. It will be. Icing call, 2:50 to go. We're back to 5-on-5, even strength. We have face-off down and deep into the Redding zone on that far left dot. Ivy with Watroba, O'Leary on the ice for Pope. Number one line out there. Cardinals trying to take the lead again. Back and forth, the lead is gone. Can the Cardinals hold the lead one more time? Watroba trying to get there, trying to make the play. Can't. O'Leary going to try to help him out now. Ryan O'Leary going to try to chip it in. Here's Watroba. CJ Watroba. Could have sent one out in front to Ivy, but eventually went past him. Here's Bryce Russ. Russ will try to chip it in over to Matt Bolduc. Bolduc looking around now. He gets a little hit to him, but he'll eventually have to pay it out. And Hannafin will. Watroba trying to get down there. Can't. Goes back to the point to Russ. Here's Bryce Russ. Shot blocked. Here comes Redding trying to do something. But that was a big-time hit by Matt Bolduc. Fans cannot believe there was a call, but that looked clean to us up here in the press box. Before we can have anything else, we'll have a whistle. I believe that puck deflected out of play. We have a not-so-nice chat here from the student section here at Redding. Cardinals trying to get something going with 2:14 to go. Bolduc trying to just clear it out of the zone. Can't. Redding still has possession. Fahey, who scored the second goal to tie us up. Here's Zach Buffon. Ziggy trying to work it in. We'll have to take it back now. Around the boards, trying to work it over to Matt Bolduc. Bolduc trying to make the play. Bolduc trying to work it in. Eventually, Bolduc will have to use his skates trying to keep it alive. Moss Carney trying to get there as well. And eventually, Pope Francis will get back. Here's Maggi. Maggi working over to Ziggy Buffon. Here's Ziggy trying to do something. Ziggy trying to work it up the ice. That one went through the stick of Kevin Thompson. Moss Carney will try to get down there as well. Petey trying to make the play. Eventually, that one will get sent all the way down the ice again. That'll be an icing. Clock's going to stop with 1:32 to go. Again, folks, if this game is tied after 3 periods, we do go to overtime. We have one 5-minute overtime where it will be 4-on-4. So, book that. Maybe today on this Martin Luther King Day. Ivy will take the draw for Pope Francis. Face-off one to Watroba. Watroba trying to make the play. O'Leary will try to help him out. Here's Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary trying to use the body, trying to make the play for Pope. Ivy trying to get there as well. Here's O'Leary. O'Leary back to the point to Russ. Here's Bryce Russ. Fans on the shot. Looking for it. And eventually, it'll be Redding who will take it. Redding trying to do something with Pachira. Pachira will try to move it in. O'Leary used the hit. That puck deflected out of play. 1:11 to go in this third period. Ivy will take the draw for Pope. First line out there with 1:11 to go. Here's Watroba. CJ Watroba trying to move it up. Here he comes. Watroba trying to center one out in front. Ivy could not get the stick down in time. Moss Carney trying to do something. And eventually gets worked to Bolduc. Bolduc on over to Zach Buffon. Ziggy, fans on the shot. He'll work it in. Cardinals looking for it still. They are in an offsides position, so Moss will have to get it back. And eventually we're back to 5-on-5, even Steven here. That's going to be an icing all the way down the ice. Clock will stop again with 45.1 seconds in this third period. Not a smart move by Redding there, icing that puck. Face off for Petey. Winning the draw back to Matt Bolduc. Bolduc on the Petch. Petch trying to work it back somehow, some way. Here's Petch looking in, trying to do something. Petch on to Moss Carney. Carney trying to work it down the Petch still. Moss Carney still trying to make the play. Cardinals still trying to get back. Bolduc trying to do something on the Ziggy Buffon. It goes. Here's Ziggy. Going to try to use the boards. Shake and bake over to Matt Bolduc. Here's Bolduc. Bolduc on up to Petey. 22 seconds to go. Game winding down. Redding trying to do something still. Can't. Redding will have the puck and one last chance with it. Trying to send this game, trying to make it over is Redding. One last opportunity. Shot. Blocked. Petey will play it. Trying to work it out to Moss Carney. 5 seconds. Cardinals have got to survive for 5 more. And that's it. That's the end of regulation. Third period over. We are heading to sudden death overtime. 5-minute over. Yep. Yep. So 5-minute overtime, 4-on-4 overtime is next, folks. Stay tuned. Pope Prep. Sudden death. The best period in all of hockey is next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Vinny Maggi is ready to go as she gets heckled by the home fans here at Reading.
No, I couldn't. Wow. No, I said that's nothing.
Vinny Maggi ready to go. Pope Francis Reading. One last period of 5-minute overtime. Next goal wins. What a scene this is here in Reading. Again, folks, I'd like to thank the wonderful people here at the Burbank Ice Arena for letting us in here to do this game for you and bring you the best podcast possible here on Pope Prep. This place is loud. Great atmosphere all day long. Again, folks, 4-on-4, 5-minute overtime. If the game is tied after that point, this game will end up as a tie. Ivy will take the draw for Pope Francis. Pope Francis Reading. The all-important overtime. We're ready to go. Foyle will take it. And off we go in overtime. Foyle will move it on over to Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary looking around, trying to do something, but eventually Foyle will get back there for Pope. Foyle will move it into Ivy. Ivy trying to look up the ice, trying to find Ryan O'Leary. Here comes O'Leary. O'Leary with some speed. Watroba on sides. That was questionable for sure. O'Leary still has it for Pope. Ryan O'Leary will work it over to Josh Ivy. Ivy trying to set something up, but eventually it's a turnover. And here comes Reading. Reading with Cam Fahey trying to get it going. Fahey will just chip it in. Foyle will get back there for Pope. Here's Colin Foyle. Foyle trying to look it up. Bad pass. Picked off by Reading. Shot. Hits the upper netting. Will deflect out of play. 4:18 to go in overtime. Major opportunity for both sides. Trying to get a huge win today on Martin Luther King Day. Face off deep in the Cardinal zone. Petch will take the draw. One over to Zach Buffon. Zach having a hard time handling it. Ziggy trying to just play it down on the ice. Cardinals looking for it. Here's Petch. Petch trying to move it in. Here he comes. I'm going to move it around the boards now. Petch on over to Matt Bolduc. Here's Bolduc. He'll do a little spinorama. Stop on a dime. Matt Bolduc. Looking around there. Bolduc trying to do something. Here he comes. Matt Bolduc. Bolduc shake and bake. Save made by Reading. Save made by Hannafin. Huge save that was by Hannafin. Cardinals trying to center one out in front with Patch. Can't put it in. Cardinals still trying to do something. Boss Carney trying to stub it home. Goes back to the point to Zach Buffon. Ziggy shot. Goes just to the left of the goal. Petch trying to get there as well. Here's Moss Carney. Carney trying to set it out to Petch. Ziggy getting there. He's tired. Trying to give every last ounce he has. Trying to set out on one timer to Petch and can't. And we have a whistle on the ice. The net dislodged again. Opportunity for Pope Francis. They had it. Came that close. But still, we are in overtime. On the ice for Pope, it's Petey, Josh Ivy, Ryan O'Leary, and Colin Foyle. Here's Foyle. Face off one cleanly by Ivy. Here's Petey trying to make the play. Petey looking for it, trying to do something, but eventually Foyle will have to get down there. Foyle looking to move it over to Ivy. Here's Josh Ivy trying to find Petey, but eventually Ryan O'Leary will have to get back for Pope. O'Leary trying to move it in. Look out. Redding trying to come in, trying to make a play on O'Leary, but he can't. O'Leary trying to move it over to Petey. Petey trying to make a play. Petey trying to move it in over to Ivy. Josh Ivy, a little spinorama. 2:58 to go in overtime. Foyle on over to O'Leary. Here's Ryan O'Leary. O'Leary trying to use his edges to the best he can. Foyle moving it over to Petey. Petey again. Petey looking around. Petey over to Colin Foyle. Trying to feed it back to Petey, but eventually he'll have to get back. 2:38 to go now in this overtime. Petey going to try to take it up the right side. Petey looking to do something here. Petey just trying to get through the Reading defense the best he can. He can. Petey trying to move it into Josh Ivy. Ivy trying to get there with a body. Trying to get there. That could be a trip. No call. Ivy trying to get down there, trying to make the play, and we have a whistle and a stoppage. We'll stop the clock with 2:18 to go in overtime. Face off for Pope Francis. It's Petch who will take the draw. Cardinals looking to do something with it, but eventually it'll be the Reading Rockets who will take it. Here they come, trying to do something. Here comes TJ Michelle. TJ trying to work it in. TJ trying to do something, trying to fire a shot. Can't. And Petch will try to take it the other way. Petch will try to move it up to Moss Kearney. Here's Moss. Moss, shot. Save made there by Hannafin. He covers up with a 1:56 to go in overtime. Face off. Josh Ivy on the ice with Latroba, O'Leary, and Foyle again. Face off won the Colin Foyle. Foyle trying to move it on over to CJ Watroba. Watroba will get there. He'll make the play. Watroba over to Ivy it goes. Ivy looking around. Ivy scrambling. Ivy trying to take it around the net maybe. Got blocked away. Cardinals trying to get back. Fan on it by Reading there. It was Cam Fahey who fanned on it. O'Leary, shaking big, came that close again. O'Leary trying to work it over to Watroba. Foyle able to keep it alive. Shot. Save made again by Hannafin. He covers up with 1:30 to go in overtime. Cardinals going to make a line change. Curious decision there by Coach Foley. So Kearney, Buffon, Petch, and Bolduc will all come on the ice. Rockets wanted to make one last change, but they can't. Have to roll with the four they have on the ice. Ziggy trying to get back there. 1:27 to go in overtime. Cardinals trying to gotta get back now. Ziggy trying to do just that. Ziggy trying to do something. Bolduc will help him out. Here's Matt Bolduc. Bolduc trying to work it over to Moss Kearney. Got blocked away. Evan Panucci trying to make the play for Reading. Reading still trying to get in there. Ziggy trying to move it up the ice still. Ziggy will have to go back now. Ziggy trying to get back there. Ziggy and Bolduc both trying to get there. And Bolduc will come away with it. Bolduc trying to move it up. One last effort for Pope maybe here in this overtime. Cardinals got to get back now. Look out. Here comes Reading. Reading trying to fire a shot. Big play by Ziggy on the defensive end. Huge play, as a matter of fact, for Ziggy. Petch will clear it down the ice. 42 seconds to go. Ziggy trying to make a play with all the energy he has left. Looking for the puck there with Ziggy. And eventually, it'll be Reading who will try to take it. Laz Gardenia trying to move it up the ice one last time. Reading still has it. Trying to move it in again. They are offsides. They'll have to skirt back. Pope will have it. 25 seconds to go. A hero could be coming soon. Can Colin Foyle be that guy? Foyle trying to move it in. Foyle will have to stop on a dime. 14 seconds to go in overtime. Foyle trying to move it in, and here comes last chance for Reading. One last opportunity. Reading trying to move it in. Here comes Guy. Here they come. One last shot. Save made Maggi, and that is how we will end things today. Great effort by both teams. Huge opportunity missed. Pope Francis, Reading, end in a tie today. 2-2 is the final score. Good efforts by both teams. Good efforts by both sides. That's how we end things here this afternoon. 2-2. The tie is how we will end it. So, that just about does it from here. Coming up, folks, we got the Cardinal postgame. We'll bring it to you live here from the press box area here. Live at the Burbank Ice Arena, the home of the Reading Rockets. Coming up, we got the Pope Intermission or the Pope postgame report. Stay tuned. Pope Prep. excellent game from both sides. Coming up, we'll break down the rest of the Pope Francis way and the stretch run of the winter sports season next. Stay tuned, Pope Prep. All right, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. What a game it was here this afternoon. Martin Luther King Jr. Day certainly did not disappoint for both these sides. Reading Rockets, Pope Francis Cardinals gave it everything they had today here this afternoon, and that's how we end. It's a 2-2 tie. Pope Francis had it. They had it in the thick of their hands. They had this game won. Josh Ivey had a 2-1 lead, and then eventually Reading did not give up. They fought their way to tie this game, and that is how we put the bookmark on the Pope Francis season right now. So, the winter sports stretch run continues this week. Pope Prep, we have a big game for you Friday night. That'll be Chicopee Comp versus the boys basketball team at Pope Francis. That's going to be a huge game. Last time Comp came in, a huge game as well. So, that just about does it from here. For all my great crew, Andrew Sarazina, Caleb, Chris Sitnick, Henry Huey doing all the work behind the scenes, camera work, statistician work, producing, directing, everything like that. I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Pope Francis Cardinals, saying so long from Reading. Our final score, 2 for the Pope Francis Cardinals and 2 for the Reading Rockets. We'll see you later this week. So long, Pope Prep. Stay tuned all week long. Good night and good afternoon from Reading.
That's me.
No, I'm gonna let it die down, so everybody's got their little die down.
They're confusing. Give it to me.
Okay.
I'll stand back.